Trados Studio 2022 comes with cloud capabilities, allowing you to work both from a desktop in Trados Studio and from a browser for cloud-based translations and project management. With Trados Studio's cloud capabilities, you can seamlessly blend online and offline ways of working. Access our feature-rich online editor via a browser. Work from any device, be it a PC, Mac, tablet or even a smartphone via the free Trados mobile app. Store translation resources in the cloud, which you can then connect to from Trados Studio from the online editor. Scale up your cloud capabilities quickly and easily with various cloud subscriptions. To get started, access your cloud account from the right-hand corner of Studio. Once you log in using your AWS account credentials, you will be brought to the cloud dashboard. It is also possible to log in directly from your browser. From the dashboard you can see an overview of useful information such as words processed and projects by customer. This gives you visibility on your cloud-based projects. Additional cloud functionality is accessible through the tabs at the top here. The Inbox tab gives an overview of current tasks or documents you are working on, and is split by new, active and completed tasks, helping you to keep track of project progress. Each task is associated with a project in the Projects tab. This area shows a list of cloud-based projects and detailed information about them. I can see details about my projects such as progress percentage, status and which customer it is associated to. Resources is where you can set up cloud-based linguistic resources, including translation memories, term bases, neural machine translation and translation engines. You can also create project templates, specify file type settings, and language processing rules. The Customer tab is where you create customers. Your customers are like your filing system. With your translation projects and resources saved on per customer basis, you can remain organized and ensure you use the right resources for the right project. Now that you have seen the cloud interface, I am going to move back into Trados Studio to show you how to migrate your translation resources to the cloud. Let's start with translation memories. In Trados Studio, select the Translation Memory view. In the ribbon you will then see the Migrate to Cloud wizard. Select Migrate Local Translation Memories to Cloud, and log into your cloud account if prompted. When the wizard opens, you can then add the local translation memories that you would like to migrate to the cloud. You can migrate multiple translation memories at a time. You can then choose how you would like these to be uploaded to the cloud. Select Create a single cloud translation memory containing all file-based translation memories if you would like to combine all these translation memories into one cloud-based TM. Select Create a cloud translation memory for each language pair if you have uploaded multiple translation memories, each with different language pairs, or select Create a cloud translation memory for each file-based translation memory if you would like these translation memories to be migrated to the cloud exactly as they are. On the next page, you can assign to which customers these should be assigned, add field templates, assign processing rules and amend settings before selecting Finish. Studio will then notify you when your TMs have successfully been uploaded to the cloud. Uploading term bases to the cloud is a similar process. Again, go back to the Translation Memory window in Trados Studio, and in the ribbon go to Migrate to Cloud greater than Migrate Local Term Bases to Cloud. Add the term bases you would like to migrate, select Next, assign a customer against who you would like the term base to be saved, and select Finish. Studio will again notify you when your term bases have successfully been uploaded to the cloud. Now that your resources are uploaded into the cloud, let's move back into the browser, into the Projects view, and create a cloud project online. To do this, I select the New Project button to open the New Project wizard. I will give the project a name, due date and select a location. I will then select a project template that I set up previously, which will populate specified information such as source, target language, file type configuration, translation engine, and project setting. I will upload the files that I would like to translate. If I go to the next setting, you will see my translation engine has been added. A translation engine is an aggregate of all of your translation resources into one entity called a translation engine. When you create translation engines, you can easily reuse them across projects, without having to select the same linguistic resources every time you have a new project for the same language pairs. Translation engines can include translation memories, term bases, and neural machine translation models. This is the language processing rule that is associated with the translation memory. An example of a language processing rule is how non-translatable elements, such as dates and times, numbers and measurements, are recognized. Language processing rules help you to speed up the process of creating TMs that are similar or identical in terms of the language processing rule that they use. There is an option to use default language processing rules, so you do not need to set this up from scratch. Next step is set what settings you would like to use for the project, including batch tasks and verification settings. These have been populated from my project template, so I will select Create and Start. My new project will now appear in the Projects view. It will also now appear in Studio. There is a refresh button to list any new projects if needed. Now you can choose to continue working with the project from the browser or in Studio. If I stay in the browser, I can access the files I want to translate through the Inbox tab. Once you select the project, you can either open the file in the online editor or in Studio. I'm going to select Online Editor. The Online Editor offers a lot of the core translation productivity features available in Trados Studio. I will now start translating the file. As I do, all segments are saved automatically. If required, you can change translation environments seamlessly in the middle of the project. For example, I will now close the Online Editor and move into Trados Studio to continue translating this file. If I go to the projects list in Studio, you can see my cloud projects are marked with a cloud icon. I need to download my project locally to Studio, so I double-click to do this. I will be notified once the project has been downloaded, and then select to start work on the file. Any translations you have completed in the Online Editor will be mirrored in the Trados Studio editor, and vice versa. This makes it easy to move between the two environments. I will continue translating here. Once finished, I can save and close the file. From the Files view in Trados Studio, I can quickly move back into the Online Editor by selecting this button, Open Files in the Online Editor. In the Online Editor, you can see that the translations I did in Trados Studio are appearing. I can now select Complete to finalize the file. I can also save the target files from Trados Studio by going to the Files view, where I can export the files from the Batch menu, generate target files for cloud projects. It is also possible to create a cloud project from within Trados Studio. This is similar to how I created a project in the browser. I will give the project a name, due date and location, and then select a project template, which will populate specified information such as source, target language, file type configuration, translation engine, and project settings. I will upload the files that I would like to translate. You can see the same steps in this wizard as we saw before when creating a cloud project in the browser. Once I select Finish to create the project, the Notifications view will show the progress of the project being created in the cloud. I can continue working in Studio by selecting Open File in Editor, or I can open the file in the online editor by selecting this button on the ribbon. As I showed previously, I can complete the project by finalizing the translation, and then exporting the finalized target file.